Hello world, from whichever time zone you're watching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos created for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. So the Kuomboka ceremony will be taking place, and it has been updated by the Barose Royal Establishment. They've said Manga the second is Kuomboka ceremony in 2024 guest of honor. If you remember last year, the Lutunga was the guest of honor at the member ceremony in Kasama, the Uksefia Pangwena ceremony. So the Lozis are simply retaining favor and creating that bond of one Zambia, one nation between the Lozi and the Bemba. So in their ceremony this year, they've honored Chitimukuru to be their guest of honor, just like the Litunga was the guest of honor last year. Something commendable there. While Edith Nawakwi is back in the news, she's been active the past, I would say pretty much the last 2 months. From the time that they formed the UKA Alliance, she's been very active in the media, aside from appearing at court cases. This was reported by the Prime TV News. So with the Patriotic Front captioning it saying, Hichilema sold the mines and its asset to himself and his friends, she alleges. More details are flowing as the broadcast continues. So Black Mountain sold secretly. Edith Nawakwi demands explanation from President Hakainde Hichilema after Mopani's assets was secretly sold to Jubilee Metals of South Africa without advertising, she says. Well, it's in the same newspaper. This is in the Daily Nation. Edgar Chagalungu tells Hakainde Hichilema, humble yourself is still advises Hakainde Hichilema up there. I'm sure you can see that. So those are some of the headlines in that particular newspaper. What is the Mausaba also weighs in for the first time? He seems to be agreeing with Edith Nawakwi. So he says Nawakwi raises pertinent questions on mine sale that need answers. Vendetta 2 broke to restart KCM activities, he asks. Mopani sold without parliament approval. PR wrongs on the mines, not answers to the above. Not too late to rectify both. So he simply says you can no longer blame the PF in this regard, their mishandling of the mines. It demands answers. And then obviously, as you can see, that statement is a little bit, the grammar is not adding up. And then Shimpu comments on Mausamba, says, Sir, send to me your posts so that I edit for you before you share them. It is pathetic reading, and it's pathetic reading autocorrected grammar on your posts. I am willing to do it at no cost. Regards. So you say, I mean, the grammar there is not adding up, but anyway, you can get the point from posting Mausamba. Mausamba has been doing a lot of jobs recently at the UPND. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they're no longer darlings or whatever is going on. If you've noticed, most of his posts seem to be like jobs at the sitting government. I don't know what's going on there. I hope he's calculated his moves very well, because the UPND has not responded to him ever from the time that he's been doing these. We'll wait and see what that's all about. Was expected, member will not keep quiet about this. He has made a statement with regard to the same, where both what Nawakwi is accused President Hakainde Hichilema of doing, Fred Member also had his own version of the same statement. So this is what Fred Member had to say. Fred Member says, as we said before, and we repeat, Hichilema's sale of Mopani with parliamentary approval, without parliamentary approval, is an impeachable offense. It is beyond dispute that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema sold Mopani copper mines to Delta Mining without approval of the National Assembly and therefore a violation of the Constitution of our Republic of Zambia. And he quotes the part of the Constitution. He says, Article 210, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia states, a major state asset shall be sold, transferred, or otherwise disposed of as prescribed, subject to approval of the National Assembly, signified by a vote of at least 2/3 of the members of Parliament. That's 2. And then subsection 3 says, for the purpose of this article, major state assets include parastatals, equity held by the government as prescribed. Mr. Ishilema has sold 51% of shares of the Zambia Consolidated Copper Mines Investment Holdings, ZCCMIH, in Mupani Copper Mines to Delta Mining Limited of Dubai without approval of Parliament and as required by the Constitution. Why didn't Mr. Ishilema seek approval of Parliament? He asks Fred Membe, and Fred Membe asks, was this deliberate or simply an oversight? And more questions from Fred Membe. The truth is, Mr. Ishilema knew very well that he did not have the 2/3 parliamentary majority required to approve such a sale. So he decided to circumvent the National Assembly and get his way. This speech of constitution by Mr. Ishilema is not without very serious consequences. It is an impeachable offense. What's wrong with Mr. Ishilema? Why does he have a problem doing things in the right way? He signs it off. Edith, president of the Socialist Party. Those are the points coming from Fred Membe. Chief Etayari continues crying out loud. Otherwise, the Pondi, nika pressure fee nkwete, but so I will say though by each them back in them and you but pretty wabo davante mo, simply crying out loud to say I'm okay, because he's been doing a lot of complaining post the past days. He wants to come back to Zambia, but he seems to conflicted. He knows what it seems. He says that I assume this Gilbert must be a police officer of some sort. And then he also alleges the president does not like him. That's Chief Diary speaking from the diaspora. What is Edith Nawakwi went further in statements? I just told you she's been very active from the time that UNCA alliance was formed. So Opposition Forum for Democracy Development, FDD President Edith Nawakwi has expressed disappointment with the continued suppression of rights of opposition leaders, denying them access to all public rallies by the state police. Ms. Nawakwi urges Inspector General of Police Grafo Musam is still hallowing in the Public Order Act of 1959, where blacks needed permission from the colonial government to assemble. She asserts that the alliance will not relent on liberating Zambians from this repressive UPND government. Ms. Nawakwi remains optimistic that the rally will still go on despite having no access granted by the police, and the alliance will not relent on liberating the Zambian people. She repeats herself there. She has further challenged Mr. Msamba to go back to rely and reacquaint himself with the police training, and update himself with the law, and allow the United Quarter Alliance, UKA, to enjoy its full human rights and freedom. That's Edith Nawakwi there. And then obviously Napafita, that's Eddie Lungu. This was in the mass newspaper. So he says, we are ready to be arrested and for reminding this government about its dismal performance, meaning President Hakainde Hichilema delivered according to Lungu there. And yeah, so he's ready to be arrested, he says. He knows this show has his immunity. And just like the earlier statement made by Fred Membe, where a 2/3 majority is needed to remove an immunity of the president, same thing applies. The UPND does not have that, neither does the PF have that. So it's a stalemate in this case. Yeah, and then obviously Nawakwi's statement there, tell Musama to educate himself by going back to lie Nawakwi, as I just stated. This was in the Mass newspaper will continue to preach for social justice. This is Father Mkosa's case. I've already reported on that. Well, that's the news, ladies and gentlemen.
I live the high life because I'm heavily minded. Hold up, I'm a 90s baby.
So really, it made me walk up to you and you don't subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video and share it with someone. I know you will.
So righteous